FG fam, it's time for another Marlins episode here on MLB The Show 21 as the Miami Marlins look to make the postseason this year. It is the trade deadline, and there's really just one big possible move here. Andres Del Villar has a 6.09 ERA. He has not been particularly good, and for you advanced analytic people, his FIP is not good either. So he is definitely somebody who I love on this team as a 23-year-old potential closing pitcher, but Joe Hagan is definitely better potential than him, and Charlie Aiken is another guy. I really like Charlie a lot. He's a hell of a hitter. He's not much of a fielder, though, and he's supposed to be a hell of a hitter, but he's never quite hit here with our Marlins squad. When we got him from the Yankees, we thought we can turn around his terrible average. It has not been the case. So those are two guys we're going to look to deal here and see what we can bring back. We have Daniel Espino, a lot of good offers here. Ian Anderson, Akil Baddoo, Davy Garcia is a heck of an option in the starting rotation. Louis Robert would be nice, but I think we're looking to upgrade right field. Kyle Tucker from the Astros is an option here, and we are going to make that move. This is what we are getting. We are getting a heck of an outfielder here who's had a great last few seasons for the Astros. I mean, 24, 25 home runs. He got hurt last year, but now he's back on track again. And the reason we're able to get him is because he's on a one-year deal. This is it. Expiring contracts galore. But we are looking to make the postseason, and we're looking to take that step towards a World Series title. That is going to get Ray Macias the call up to the major leagues to be another reliever for us in Del Villar's stead, and we will continue moving on throughout this season. Michael McHugh on the mound, and look at that. The Marlins get a win over the Phillies 6-4. Wasn't going to jump into that one regardless, just because that's the last game of July, and this episode's really about August. As we have an 8-7 lead against the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're looking to make a comeback on us, though. Matt Olson at the plate. Yes, they've got a big free agent signing in this series, but it doesn't matter because Ryan Muller shuts him down. So Muller starting to get a little better as the season progresses. I am happy about that because he really did start off pretty poorly this year, and he's really got to show himself because Joe Hagan is ringing up the rear. Mike Trout gets player of the game. Ray Macias ends up getting the win in it, and Elieser Hernandez saddled with a loss for Pittsburgh. So after the 8-7 win, we go into the second game, and look at this, another critical situation. We get the win as we don't jump into it, 8-4, and then in the third game, not a rubber game, but we do end up getting the sweep, 2-1. Going up against the Cubbies, almost swept them, but lost 5-4 in the third game of the set. And we lose the first one to the Braves. We got Luke Jackson on the mound here. Braves have a 6-5 lead. Javi Baez player lock, not really about it. But we do win 7-6, so a nice little comeback for our boys. But that was the only game in that set that we ended up winning. Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have already had our revenge series against the Brew Crew. But here they are again. Dylan Tate on the mound here. Ray Macias, who just got called up, is going to be out 2 to 3 months now. That's unfortunate for the young man. We continue simulating. We're not having a great month here in August, to be completely honest with you. But here's Atlanta up 9-7. Bradley needed a triple to hit for this cycle. We're not going to go ahead and do that. We have a big losing streak there. Ryan Muller on the mound looking to shut down the Braves here in the bottom of the ninth inning to secure a win. Ronald Acuna at the plate. We're going to jump into this one, try to right the ship here for our Marlins. And Acuna hits this one into left field for a base hit in the bottom of the ninth. That's not good because that could start some trouble. Here's Anthony Santander. He will strike out on the low-running fastball, and Muller at least gets one down. Here's Victor Robles. They're going to attempt to steal with Acuna and gun down at second. So Acuna can't get there. Robles now on the 1-1 pitch. Drives this one out to center field, and it is caught by Trout to end the ball game. So a good way to end it here for the Marlins. They get the 6-5 win against the Braves on the road. Juan SOTO hit a 2-run home run in the game. Nicholas Boucher gets the win. Marcus Stroman saddled with the loss. He only pitched an inning. So that is big for us to get a win going into a series against the Mets, who we all know leads this division. So a full game highlights here at Citi Field on the road. We're about 9 games back of the Mets. David Peterson on the mound for them, 10-3 in his 21 starts this year, a 107 whip. He's been very good in that regard. Jared Trout here leading off, and Jared Trout flares this one out to right field. It is over the head and into a ground rule double for Jared Trout. Very good start. And then Juan SOTO looking to hit a bomb, but that one just does not stay fair. He will strike out on the high and inside fastball, and with 2 away and 1 on, here's Kyle Tucker looking to make an impact, but it's a ground ball over to second base, and he is thrown out for the final out at the top of the first inning. Luis Severino is on the mound for us. He faces Cabrian Hayes, and he gets the strikeout. Slider right up the middle. That was a dangerous pitch by Severino, but a ballsy one, and he gets it done. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. grounding one over to third. That one's thrown on to first, and the first inning goes by pretty cleanly for both sides. Christian Walker up at the plate for the Mets. He will strike out to end the third inning. Severino moving pretty handedly throughout this game. Mike Trout taps this one to second base. They can't get him in time, so he is safe with a base hit. Juan SOTO up at the plate next here in the top of the fourth, and SOTO takes it deep to right. That time, that sucker stays fair. 25 on the year for SOTO. That one traveled 421 feet, and the Marlins now have a 2-0 lead. Juan SOTO battling for the batting title. He's battling for everything right now, and that's a big-time hit from him. Later on in the fourth inning on a 3-2 pitch, Gleyber Torres to straightaway center field. It is out of here. 420 blaze it from Gleyber Torres, and that one extends the lead to 3. Luis Severino up on the mound on a 2-1 count here, gives this bomb up to left center field. It is out of here, and it is Francisco Alvarez with the 417-footer getting the apple to come out here in the Big Apple. That is a big home run for the Mets as they were down 3-0. That one at least gives them some life. Lindor will walk here in the bottom of the fifth. Severino having a tough time getting out of this one. Here is the grounder over to second. Nice play made. That ends the fifth inning. SOTO comes up in the top of the sixth inning with nobody on, but this one is sent really hard out to right center field. That is out of here. A 443-foot bomb. 26th of the year, second of the game for Juan SOTO. He has been absolutely huge for us this season. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. stands at the plate, and he gets a grounder right up the middle, bouncing on through to get a leadoff runner on in the bottom half of the sixth. Severino over 100 pitches, so it's time for Randy Dobnak to come in. 3.35 ERA on the season. He's held left-handed batters down pretty hard in his 36 appearances. But here's the righty Austin Hayes. This one grounded over to second. It is a double play here in the bottom half of the sixth. So opportunity to get out of the inning. Brandon Lowe up at the plate and a chopper down the first baseline. Good cover by Dobnak. We're through 6 at Citi Field. Marlins leading this thing. Joseph Shaw coming in to pitch. He's got a 6-2 record, a 3.38 ERA, and his averages against, not terrible, but here's Jared Trout to make him a little bit worse as Trout says, get the hell out with that thing. 9 home runs for Jared Trout, 411 feet, And the Marlins and the Trouts, I mean, there's too many jokes to be made here. But it is Jared Trout this time, not Mike Trout, who has a big home run to extend the lead. So the Marlins take that 5-1 lead here, still top of the 8th. Kyle Tucker trying to add to it, but that one will not stay fair. He had an opportunity to hit his first homer as a Marlin, but instead he will strike out and get through the top of the 8th. Into the bottom of the 8th, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hits this one deep to left, but that one has warning track power, and it ends the 8th inning. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Kurt Blanks is in there against Austin Hayes. Gets the flare out to shallow right field, taken by Gleyber Torres. Then Brandon Lowe up at the plate, and Brandon Lowe wants this to go, and it does over the fence in right field. Brandon Lowe gets a homer, but we continue to move on because you know what? Quite frankly, it does not matter. There's out number 2, and Kurt Blanks against Nick Decker gets him to fly to shallow center field where Mike Trout will make the run, track it, and end the ball game. A 5-2 win at Citi Field for the Miami Marlins. Big win for them in this very tightly knit division. Juan Soto with 2 homers, 3 RBIs. Luis Severino gets the win in 5 innings, and David Peterson, 5 1/3. He will take the loss. Chance to sweep the Mets here, and we do with another 5-2 win in the 3rd game. So on a 5-game win streak after beating Boston, we then lose the middle game, and now in the rubber game, having scored 3 in the top of the 9th, it's Ryan Muller with an opportunity to close these Red Sox out and get us our 79th win of the season. Bobby Dahlbeck up at the plate, and this one roped into right field, but caught for out number 1. So Muller's got one down. Here's Jake Cave. Cave appealing, but no, thrown out by the third base umpire. So a strikeout for Muller. Jock Peterson will strike out as well. So 2 of the 3 batters in this 9th struck out by Ryan Muller for the 8-7 win, and Muller picks up another save on his season. Marlins pick up a big road win in Boston. Mike Trout, the player of the game, he had 2 bombs in this one. Jonathan Hernandez gets the win. Muller gets his 40th save, and James Karinchak with the loss for Boston. So we go into a 2-game set against Tampa. We split that with a 3-9 loss and an 8-6 win. Jesus Luzardo going to be out a couple of days, but we get a 7-2 win over the Diamondbacks. Then he's back right away, and we now win our 82nd game of the year with an 8-3 win over Arizona. We're going into September now. That's going to be a hell of a month to try to set us up for postseason success. As you can see, Javi Baez, 34 homers, 109 ribbies on the year. Kyle Tucker, he hasn't been with us all that long, but we'll see what he can do for the rest of the season. Luis Severino pitching well. Luzardo pitching well. Boucher's got his ERA under 4. Max Myers under 3. So I'm loving what the starting rotation can do. We just got to keep Quinn Priester and Kurt Blanks away from starting games in the postseason because they have not been reliable. They will do as long relievers in the postseason, but we're going to have to run that 4-man rotation and hope that it can work out and that the guys can get their stamina back in time, because having to start one of those guys in a game 5 or in a game, God forbid, in like a game 7 or something, we will be in trouble. We just can't do it. AAA is doing quite well. A lot of guys doing a heck of a job. Joe Hagan has just moved up to AAA with the trade of Del Villar, so he's doing pretty good there. We'll see. He may be our closer next year if Ryan Muller falters down the stretch here. Robin Hood batting pretty well with a few homers. You love to see that. Going into AA, looking at the pitchers down there, Nino Guzman just doing an amazing job. I love to see it. Connie Campos actually doing a great job as well. We're only 6 games behind the Mets now, closing the gap. We've scored 685 runs this season. And in the division, we're actually 39-25, which is a better record than the Mets within the division. We've been dominating in the East. Dodgers have 77 wins. we would be winning any division in baseball outside of our own. The Mets are just that good this season. Yankees with 74 wins, Indians with 72, Astros with 74 as well. Twins and Rays at 70 wins apiece lead the wild card. A's 2 back, Angels 2.5 back. Jumbo Shrimp are 70 and 54. They're a game up on the Charlotte Knights. And the Blue Wahoos are 35 and 7 in the second half of the AA season. That is ridiculous. Their magic number is already 5, so they have a really good shot, obviously, at making the postseason. It's been a hell of a year for the Marlins. We're the first-ranked team in just about everything but defense and speed. We've built our team completely for offense and pitching, and it's working out thus far, though the Mets are doing a better job. Who do you think is going to end up winning the World Series this year? There's a lot of really good teams out there. Let me know in the comments section. Make sure you guys check out the description below for links to the Discord, links to the Twitch. Come hang out with us outside of just YouTube. It's a beautiful community. We have tons to do in this FG fam, so come along for the ride. If you guys want to see more franchise, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you click right here to view some more franchise.
I'll build you back somehow.